Hey ladies, it's Coach Jamila, and today we are talking about how to stop settling. Stop settling. Stop selling yourself short. Now, if you have been an emotional martyr, and by that I mean whether in being a mother or a wife, whatever, you have consistently and continually put your needs last and at the bottom of the barrel until you were like, I'm so depleted, I'm so empty, then I'm talking to you. And then specifically within that, if you've been through an unwanted divorce and now you're on the other end of that and you're like, what in the world? Okay. And in this particular state, when you're coming out of a divorce, when you're dealing with heartbreak, it makes you particularly susceptible or vulnerable to the wiles and whims of the guy that I like to refer to as Mr. Right Now. He shows up on a white horse, seems to be so kind, so loving, loves to send you little texts, becomes an emotional crutch for you. You enjoy his company, he seems so much fun, and then all of a sudden he disappears and you're like, wait a minute, what's this about? I'm gonna tell you what it's about. It's about the fact that the only reason why he was in the relationship with you is because of what you were doing for him emotionally. You were satisfying an emotional need that he had. And once he realized that he was no longer going to be able to enjoy your company without having to make an actual commitment, he backed off or broke things off totally and completely. And then, of course, left you heartbroken and confused for the second time, right? So my advice to you, of course, is number one, prevention. If you're coming out of a divorce, put up your walls, put up the fence, put up the gate, and absolutely unequivocally do not just roll into another relationship. You're in no state emotionally to make a serious decision about who you are going to be with next. You still have to figure you out. If you've been married for all these years, you probably lost yourself in there somewhere and have to figure out who you are, what your needs are, what you want, what you like. And then once you're clear on that, then you can determine, what kind of man you really want and set your standards. Because when he shows up before you set your standards, then you start accepting things like he's not returning your texts, or you start to feel like you're the pursuer. Why are you dealing with that? Why are you settling for that? Where did it say and where is it written that you are not worthy and deserving of a man that wants to be in front of you, talking to you, with you all the time? Where does it say that you can't have that? You absolutely can have that. You absolutely are worthy and deserving of that. But unless and until you believe it and require it and make it a standard, that guy who meets this standard is never going to show up in your life. But the one that's down here, when you have no standards, he'll keep showing up and be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? I'm going to break your heart. Yeah. And I'm going to come back and break your heart again. So that's what's going on. But not only settling in this situation, I also want to talk about when it comes to settling even in your own personal growth and development. I know for me personally, I poured my heart and soul into a relationship and into a person that at the end of the day ended up not appreciating anything that I did for him. And had I really put all that energy and attention and focus into myself, I think, where would I have been? Where would I have gotten, And so those are some of the things that you need to consider, because when you've been a martyr, you've been completely focused on others. And if you were married, you're probably completely focused on your husband and trying to help him and help him grow and be better and all those things, which, yes, you want to be helpful and supportive, but no, you shouldn't be pushing or wanting it more than he does. Because like I said, at the end of the day, he's going to end up resenting you, drop you for somebody else, and then leave you and not show any kind of appreciation. So, and you don't want to be in that place. You don't want to be left emotionally bankrupt and empty. But if you are, and you've been through this, then it's time to put yourself back on the important list. The only way, number one, to avoid falling into the trap of Mr. Right Now is you need to do some work on your inner self. You have some things going on inside of you that need to be addressed so that you don't keep repeating this or make this a pattern when it comes to romantic relationships. You want to be happy. And so that means you have to do the inner work. And so that means that you are worthy and deserving of the time and attention that it needs and takes for you to become the best version of yourself and to work through your own personal issues and baggage and things that you're carrying around that you're done. You're like, my back hurts. I'm tired of carrying this stuff around. I want it gone and out of my life. And so when it comes to our own personal development, our own personal growth, it really involves us investing in ourselves, not just our time, but also our money. We have to invest in ourselves. And if we've always been putting others ahead of ourselves, that can be a challenge. But at the end of the day, if we don't make ourselves a priority and invest in our own personal growth and development and becoming the best version of ourselves, then we're never really going to get to where it is we want to be, or it's going to take an excessive amount of time and an excessive amount of hard-learned life lessons from the worst teacher experience. So I say all that to say to you that do the work and get the help to make the work as easy and as fast as possible. Now, if you've been through an unwanted divorce and you're dealing with, fears and self-doubt and you want to do the inner work, I invite you to join my free private Facebook group, Get Real and Heal, Life After an Unwanted Divorce. And if you feel like, sure, I'd like to join the group, but I also, I want to talk about my own situation with you, that's fine too. By all means, feel free to book a one-on-one call with me. You can do that through my website at coachjamila.com, and we can chat, have a free 30-minute discovery and action call and really discover what's going on and then what action you need to take in order to fix it. All right. So I want to thank you for watching. Please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you here.